What's going on, all my new current and future rideshare drivers out there? Welcome back to the channel. I'm rideshare driver Dustin, and today's video I'm going to talk about what just happened to me on what would have been my last ride of the night. Now, I get this XL ping for the bar. I'm pulling up. I sit there, wait. 3-4 minutes go by. Finally get a phone call, and the guy's like, "Oh man, we're just trying to get everybody together. We'll be out there in a couple minutes or whatnot." I'm like, "All right, man. It's already been like 4, so definitely hurry up, or I'm gonna have to go." And he's like, "No, man, you're gonna go ahead and sit there and wait for us, man." And I'm like, "No, you got a couple minutes, and that's it. I'm out." So we hang up. I already knew I probably should have canceled by then, but you know, it's the last trip. It's XL. I was hoping maybe it was gonna be good. So I'm sitting there waiting. They finally come out. I see them walking, and they're like horse playing around. I'm like, oh God, it might be one of those trips. And the next thing you know, the guys were like pushing each other or whatnot, and the guy tripped and smacked his face on the ground. Okay, I can see from where I am and hear the guy like, "Oh man, I'm fucking bleeding," and I'm like, "Oh, that's not cool." And then they start like pushing and shoving each other. Well, the one guy, I guess, who ordered the ride still comes up to my van, sit there, we confirm that it's him and everything, and I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on over there?" And he's like, "Oh no, don't worry about them." I was like, "Well, I ain't gonna be having everything getting all crazy and rowdy in my van or whatnot." And I heard he said he was bleeding and stuff. And he's like, "No, he'll be okay, he'll be okay." So then he starts walking, they start coming. I guess they stopped, you know, fighting or whatever the hell they were doing, horse playing. They get up to my van, and I can see there's blood all over this guy's shirt everywhere. And he's starting to puke again. It'd be right before he gets on. I'm like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I'm like, they went to open the door. I hit the button again. I was like, "Nope, this ain't happening, man." He's like, "What you talking about?" I was like, "Look at the guy." I was like, "Your friend's all bloody and he's puking everywhere. You guys aren't getting in my van." And he's like, "What are you talking about, man? We ordered this ride. You know what I'm saying? You have to give us a ride." I was like, "No, no siree, negative Ghost Rider. I do not have to give you a ride." And he's starting to get all pissed off at me. And thankfully I only had the window cracked down a little bit. He smacks my window. I'm like, "Dude, what's your issue?" He's like, "What's your issue? You're sitting here going to leave us like this?" I was like, "I don't know what to tell you. Your friend's all bloody. He's puking. You're not getting into my van." He's like, "You can get the cleanup fee." I was like, "Oh, hell no." I was like, "Cleanup fee? You know how hard blood is to clean up?" I'm like, "No, this ain't happening." I was like, "You can just go ahead and find something else." He was like, "I'm going to go ahead and report you." I was like, "Report me for what? Not wanting you to have your friend get my van all bloodied and puked it?" And I'm like, "No, this ain't happening." And I was like, "All right, whatever." And then the other guys finally heard it. And then they start yelling at me too. Like, "Oh, you're not going to give us a ride and shit?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." And I was like, "Back away." And I just started going off. And they were like smacking on my window. Thankfully, they didn't like mess up the paint. You know, they didn't scratch anything. But I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, that was the moment right there where the Smack-o-vich definitely would have been in play. Because how ignorant do people got to be sometimes to sit there and be like, "Oh, it'll be okay. Collect the cleanup fee." And I'm like, "What? Yeah, right. My luck, you're going to go ahead and dispute it. Say something else like it didn't happen even with my video camera." So it's just not, it's not worth dealing with. And I should have known from the beginning when they were sitting there telling me that I'm going to wait for him. Like, who the hell do you think you are? It's like, I'm not your personal chauffeur. I don't just sit there and wait a minute. "Yo, yes, I'm going to sit here and wait." No, it don't happen like that. And then to tell me I need to let your friend in my van? No, no, no. Don't ever do that, people, okay? And like I said, that's why even if all that crap didn't go down, I wouldn't have taken any of them afterwards, because they're just going to give you a 1-star bad rating, probably try to get some false report on you. So it's just not worth it all the time. All right, everybody, please remember, you can say no, okay? It is okay for you to say no. And I went ahead and made sure I did say something to Uber, just in case they try to pull some crap on me. But as far as I'm sure they're just going to reply and be like, "Oh, well, there's no trip to process." So I should be okay there. But it was just kind of funny in the end. They were getting all mad at me because they tripped their friend. He's all bleeding and puking. Nah, don't care. Not my problem. But all right, everybody. As always, check the description for extra helpful information and tips. You keep doing your thing. You stay safe out there. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't take crap from nobody. And Uber and Lyft on. Peace out.